Today in Cannabis News, new statistics indicate that the U.S. legal cannabis industry is expected to reach $92 billion in 2021. A proposal to legalize recreational cannabis will be debated on the Minnesota State House floor for the first time, and the director of a major U.S. federal drug organization questions the government's strategy of persecuting individuals for drug use and suggests that it instead pursue decriminalization. It's Wednesday, May 12th, and this is your TRICHOMES Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the TRICHOMES.com studios in Southern California. It's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
First up, as per a recently released analysis by MJBizFactbook, the overall economic effect of cannabis sales in the United States in 2021 is estimated to hit $92 billion, rising over 30% from the previous year, with a projection of $160 billion in 2025. Depending on the scale, age, and form of industry, the economic effect differs between states. California's cannabis market, for instance, is projected to bring it up to $20 billion in 2021 as the country's biggest sector. There is no other state that gets near that number. However, in the years ahead, states like Colorado, Illinois, Oregon, and Washington will all offer greater than $10 billion to their regional industries. As industries in heavily populated states like New Jersey and New York grow, similar economic impacts can be anticipated. Nevada will generate $1,917 in economic effects per citizen this year, according to the new population projections published this month via the 2020 U.S. Census. Alaska, Colorado, and Oregon's cannabis industries will each inject nearly $1,500 per person into their individual regions.
Next up, CBS Minnesota reports that a proposal to legalize recreational cannabis will be debated on the Minnesota State House floor for the first time as early as Thursday this week. It is predicted that the proposal will pass the chamber with bipartisan approval, but it is unlikely to come up for a vote in the Republican-majority state Senate. The public perception is increasingly changing in favor of legalization. According to a 2014 Star Tribune NPR News poll, 30% of Minnesotans supported legalization, while 63% opposed it. The same survey showed the numbers had reversed 6 years after, prior to the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic in the U.S. in February 2020, with 51% in support and 37% in opposition. When questioned on how their constituents felt about the topic, Representative Nolan West replied, "Overall, I would say they are definitely supportive. The majority of people realize alcohol and tobacco are already legal and far more dangerous."
Last up, the director of a major U.S. federal drug organization is questioning the federal government's current strategy of persecuting individuals who use drugs and suggests that it rather pursue a decriminalization approach. Addiction should be treated, not penalized, wrote Nora Volkow, director of the National Institute on Drug Abuse, or NIDA. It makes the argument for not imprisoning people for minor drug violations and views the problem as a public health concern. Although the essay does not expressly endorse decriminalization, Volkow claims that the existing framework results in the discriminatory punishment against people of color and may also raise the likelihood of fatal overdoses. We have known for decades that addiction is a medical condition, a treatable brain disorder, not a character flaw or a form of social deviance, added Volkow in the essay recently republished to the NIDA website. Yet despite the overwhelming evidence supporting that position, drug addiction continues to be criminalized. The U.S. must take a public health approach to drug addiction now, in the interest of both population well-being and health equity. NIDA is among the driving forces on a recent federally approved cannabis testing initiative. It confirmed last week that it decided to set a 5 mg THC standard per dose after soliciting public feedback on a standardized THC unit for cannabis research last year.
And that was today's Buzz. Thanks for listening. For more cannabis news and insights from industry professionals and a place to discuss these stories and others, visit TRICHOMES.com.
And be sure to catch up with all of our other cannabis industry-related podcasts like Hash It Out, Careers in Cannabis, or the International Cannabis Conversation wherever you get your podcasts. For TRICHOMES.com, I'm Devin Leal.
And I'm David Fortin. Catch you next time.